Magnets. Now, all I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets.
That was former President Donald Trump enlightening us on magnets. Now, this was during a speech in Iowa when he was criticizing a decision by the Navy to use giant magnets to lift elevators by plane onto an aircraft carrier instead of apparently using equipment from John Deere. Okay. So, here's the thing, though. The first thing that I should say is magnets work underwater. I know. In fact, retrieving magnets are actually used to pick up objects containing iron that have fallen into lakes or wells. Very useful, okay? Now, a lot of people have pointed out that he might be referring to electromagnets. Well, I got news for you on that. Turns out electromagnets can also be used underwater. Now, of course, you have to handle them properly because you are dealing with electricity there. And, if you don't handle them properly, there's a risk of electrocution. That said, when used correctly, electromagnets can also be used to pick up and move metal objects, collect samples, and even map the sea floor. So electromagnets, very useful, can be used in water. Normal magnets, also very useful, can be used in water. Okay. This, by the way, electromagnets also commonly used in underwater robotics for tasks such as pipeline inspection and salvage operation. Again, very, very useful. All right. Now, apparently, Stable Genius didn't know that. Didn't know any of that. Okay, fine, I guess. You would think that he should at least know what he's talking about before he talks about it, but we know that for Trump, he's never going to do that. Okay. I would be expecting too much if I would expect him to know what he's talking about. Okay. Let's just be fair about that, right? By the way, the thing that bothers me about that, though, is that this is somebody who does claim to know pretty much everything about whatever topic you ask him about. I know more about warfare than the military, than the generals. Oh, no, you don't. This is the guy who, remember, stealth plane.
The brand new F-35s, fighter jets. They're stealth. You can't see them.
Yeah, you can see them. They're not, they don't have a cloak of invisibility like Harry Potter or the cloaking device from Star Trek installed on them, okay? No, they're just invisible to radar. But again, smart people know this. Not very smart. He's not. He just isn't, okay?
And then they say, there's Donald Trump, an intellectual. Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Well, okay, never mind. Never mind. No, look, this is something that I think a 5-year-old would know, that magnets do work underwater. And by the way, if you want to try it at home, go ahead. This is not some hidden esoteric knowledge hidden from the average person, that we can't find out. That is hidden in the great halls of academia. No, you take a magnet, you drop it in a glass of water, you take it out, and then you try to stick it on the fridge. Guaranteed, it's going to stick. That's it. It's a weird thing to say, all right? But hey, so-called very stable genius. That's right, very stable. You can't forget the stable, all right? The stability is part of the package. Now, look, obviously, this was reposted, and there was a lot of people having fun with it. First off, Community Notes murdered him by posting, magnets work underwater and are not affected by water. Magnetic fields are not the same as electrical currents. Yes, 21st Century Bridge, American Bridge 21st Century, responded in a post saying, this is awkward. Trump doesn't know that magnets work underwater. True. A DeSantis supporter chimed in with this, a very good point. I think this is going to make it hard for them to argue that Biden is mentally unfit. Yep. But then again,
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Well, there you go. The best refutation of that, he took a dementia test, and it proved that he didn't have dementia. Therefore, smartest ex-president alive. Very stable genius. There's that before. Oh, there's more. Former federal prosecutor Joyce Alene added, feels like this is the point where Bill Nye has some narration to do. Look, funny thing is, the right wing no longer listens to Bill Nye because they think he's too woke. Yes. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy to think, okay?
The wokers.
He's too woke. He's too woke because he's actually talking about science. Oh no. And that science does change. Science evolves, based on information, new studies. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? Heresy. Now, another user says, yes, Trump should definitely have the nuclear codes and access to classified documents. In fact, there was a lot of comments about, yep, totally trust this guy with the nuclear codes. And then you think, for a while, he actually had them. He had the nuclear football. He had access to these classified documents. And what did he do with them? He took them to Mar-a-Lago when he left. That included nuclear secrets, which may now be in the hands of other people, other countries. We don't know. We don't know. Not scary to think about it. And that's reason enough in my mind to not want him to have access to that material. Now, finally, my favorite, though, the people quoting the Insane Clown Posse and their meme, effing magnets. How do they work? And I swear that is something that people in a few years could put out and say, who said this? Was this the Insane Clown Posse or was it Donald Trump? And you know what? The worst thing about it is, I think a sizable amount of people would get the answer wrong. Such is our politics.